Hello everyone. Today I will share my soldier's story when fighting in the southwestern border, the Cambodian battlefield. I was assigned a special mission. At that time, our unit moved up near the border of Hongengu district, Dong Thap province, not in the old area anymore. Up there, we dug tunnels, deployed posts, deployed the battalion, company formations to the platoon and squad levels to be ready for combat. That day, Fong called me up to the company to receive an extremely difficult and special mission. Accompanying me that day was another scout. My mission was to receive 2 colored smoke bombs that were passed over to enemy land, the area the enemy was occupying, build bunkers, trenches, and fortifications on our land, and hit the 2 colored smoke bombs as targets for the Air Force and artillery to take to the target to bomb. After that, he felt uneasy, so Fong assigned me another person, Comrade Nam. We received the mission and then trained how to use the colored smoke bombs. Because we were new soldiers, we had not participated in any battles. We had only participated in small battles and captured and shot to Polpot guys the day before, but we had not participated in big battles and had no experience. We did not know how to use colored smoke bombs, so we had to be trained. Then the scout from the battalion came down with a map and my 2 brothers from the company. After being trained, we spread out the map so that the scout could cut out the direction to go to those points. The 3 of us received the mission. Then after dinner, at around 9 p.m., the scout led the way. I received 2 colored smoke bombs, 1 yellow and 1 red. We had been trained on how to use them. We knew very well, and this mission was very dangerous, because we had to go deep into enemy territory and burn colored smoke before returning. If the enemy discovered it, it would be very dangerous. My brothers and I went at night, calculating the time so that when we got there, as soon as it was light, we burned colored smoke and then retreated. The scout of the battalion was also very experienced when we went at night. He did not let us go on the trails. At that time, there were only the banks of the main roads and the banks of the fields, which were flooded a lot, making it difficult to go. We just tiptoed through the fields at night. At the end of the rainy season, it was very cold at night. When we got closer to that side, it was easier to go, but the scout did not let us go on the trails, because he was afraid that the Polpot army would plant mines. Later, when we attacked there, we saw that the Polpot army planted a lot of mines. My brothers and I followed the scout, holding 2 colored smoke grenades. I carried an AK, Comrade Nam, an AK Comrade Scout, also an AK. On my belt, I wore 3 grenades and 2 colored smoke grenades. On the way, we encountered enemy posts. The scouts led us to a detour to avoid all the posts. We safely detoured, and when we reached the designated location, there was no place to burn the smoke, because there was water around. While we were struggling to find a place to burn the colored smoke, the situation happened like this. In that area, there were 2 palm trees standing alone in the middle of the field. The 3 of us came up with a plan, if we were discovered, which direction we would cut to get back to the unit, and came up with hypothetical plans that could happen. In case we couldn't do it, we would have to wait until night to retreat, because retreating during the day was very dangerous and could easily expose us. When we approached the 2 palm trees again, taking advantage of the terrain, we continued to observe carefully and saw that there was no water at the base, but the surrounding water was about 20 centimeters deep. While observing, we saw 2 Polpot soldiers coming from the Cambodian side. One guy was carrying a very long gun, and the other was carrying an AK gun and a pair of binoculars. He went to the 2 palm trees, stood there, and pointed at the palm trees. Then he climbed up the palm trees. Comrade Nam told me that he seemed to be a sniper. His gun was very long. From our position to the base of the palm trees was about 35 meters. Within our range, we could kill these two guys. The three of us still paid close attention to observe, to see how they would act. The scout was both leading us and also our team leader. He told me not to shoot. If we shot and killed these two guys, it would be simple, but after we finished shooting, would we be able to go back? After observing for about 10 minutes, we saw the guy climbing to the top of the tree, looking around, then climbing down. Comrade Nam and I had the same thoughts, but the scout was the commander, so he had different thoughts from us. Comrade Nam and I kept our guns ready to go and destroy these two Polpot soldiers. Comrade Nam winked at me and said, "Let's destroy them first. After we destroy them, we'll run away." But I thought I was carrying two colored smoke bombs. If I ran, I wouldn't have completed my mission. I also really wanted to destroy those two Polpot soldiers. Comrade Nam told me that colored smoke could be burned anywhere. Now that we've destroyed them, we'll retreat a bit and then burn the colored smoke before running away. The two of us came up with a plan like that, but we discussed it with the scout, but he didn't listen. The two Polpot guys set up two guns next to the palm tree and lit cigarettes. The smell of cigarettes was very fragrant. Comrade Nam and I discussed it for a long time, and the scout finally listened and decided to kill these two guys, saying that if the colored smoke could burn, then burn it. If it couldn't, then forget it. After deciding to kill them, we crawled a little further, approaching them from both sides, that is, from 3 directions we approached them. The first round of bullets, Comrade Nam used his AK to shoot and kill the guy holding the sniper rifle, and the scout shot and killed the guy sitting next to him, who was wearing an AK on his back. As for me, I just went up and fired a few more shots to kill him completely. After killing them, we didn't run away, but lay still and observed his movements. After that, we went up to collect our guns, withdrew a distance, and hid in that position, not daring to move, because we were afraid that we might be discovered. After lying there for about 30 minutes, we did not see any movement, so we decided to burn colored smoke. Burning colored smoke underwater. The brothers were afraid that it would not burn, so I decided to climb the palmyra palm tree to burn it. I told Comrade Nam and the scout to keep watch for me, so that I could climb up the palmyra palm tree. I burned the 2 fruits at the top of the tree and not in any other position. My mission was to burn 2 fruits in 2 different positions, but for my own safety, I burned both fruits in the same place. When I climbed the palmyra palm tree, I discovered that a Polpot soldier had built a fortification there so that he could observe and sleep comfortably. I burned 2 colored smoke fruits. The first one I lit did not burn. I took the second one to light it, and as soon as it caught fire, I immediately slid down, and then we retreated. The scout did not retreat along the old route, but cut across a road about 300 meters, and then went perpendicular to Vietnam. After about 700 meters, I turned back and saw a very clear column of yellow smoke. About 15 minutes later, Vietnamese jet planes circled that area and dropped bombs. At that time, the area was covered in smoke and dust, wave after wave, fighting all morning. We completed the mission, took a sniper rifle, an AK, and a pair of binoculars. When we returned to the unit, the commander congratulated us on completing the mission excellently. This is my story when I started to approach the southwestern border to enter the fierce war between the Vietnamese Volunteer Army and the Polpot genocidal regime. Thank you for listening.